In this activity, we are working in the absentees spreadsheet, where we want to determine the number of students that were absent in each individual grade. Now that information has already been calculated into other worksheets. For example, here on the grade 8 worksheet, we can see all the students that have been absent over the week. It's been totaled for each class as well as for the total number of students that are absent in grade 8 for this week. And the same applies for grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. So we want to compile a summary of information over here by referring to the data that is in other worksheets. So to refer to the number of grade 8s that were absent, I'm going to click on this cell here, B2. I'm going to press an equal to sign. And now I want to get the value that is in the GR8 worksheet. And I want to click on G13 to refer to that which has the total number of grade 8s that were absent. Take note of what the formula looks like. It's equal to the name of the worksheet in quotes, followed by an exclamation mark, followed by the cell in that worksheet. I'm going to press enter, and now you can see that the 54 from the grade 8 worksheet is now over here. Let's try to do grade 9 by typing in the formula. Just to check, in the grade 9 worksheet, in G13, we have the total number of grade 9s that were absent. So if I come here to summary, for grade 9 in B3, I can say equals, in quotes, we will put the name of the worksheet, which is GR9, close the quote. Now I will put an exclamation mark, and we know that it is in cell G13. If I press enter, we get 55. Let's just confirm in grade 9, there are 55 that are absent. So that is correct. I will now go and add the absentees for the other grades quickly. Now we have the total number of absentees for each grade by referring to each individual worksheet. We now want to work out the total number of absentees for the entire school. So we are going to sum all of these values. So I'm going to say equal to sum, open bracket, and sum all of the absentees for all of the grades. Close bracket, enter. So 260 students have been absent through this week. Now we want to represent this data in a column chart. So I'm going to select the names of the grades followed by the data that represents the absentees for each week. I'm going to come here to insert, and I want a column chart. Click on column chart options. You can select whichever option you want. I'm going to go with a normal 2D option. And here we have our column chart, which I'll bring over here. We want to give a suitable title to our column chart. So I will click over here and change that to total students absent per grade. I want to make sure I know what exactly those numbers are. So I'm going to click on the chart and add data labels. And I'm going to add them outside in so that they are on top of the columns. So we can see that grade 9s have 55 absent, which is correct. Now let's take note of our data. We can see that in grade 10, there were 70 students that were absent, the most of any grade. However, on Friday, we found out that 4 learners in grade 10B were actually late and not absent. So we need to go to the grade 10 worksheet and go to Friday for 10B, which is that class over there, 10B on Friday, and 4 learners were incorrectly marked absent. So I'm going to change that 5 to a 1, basically minus in 4, and we can see that our total has now changed to 66. Now, because our values in the summary were linked to that particular cell, if I go to the summary worksheet, you'll notice that that number has been updated over here because we are referring to the cell and not just to a static number. And because our chart is based on this data, you can even see here that the grade 10 data point has been updated to a 66. And so that's why it's important to always refer to cells that contain the information so that when they get updated, everything else will be updated as well. And that is the end of our activity.